So I want to ask you a question before we begin, and I want you to really sit with it before you answer. Have you ever looked at a relationship, a romantic partner, a friendship, a job, a pattern you keep repeating and thought, why do I keep ending up here? Why does this keep happening to me? Well, I spent decades asking myself that question. Romantic relationships that started out promising, and then friendships that started with such warmth and ended with me feeling pushed out, left behind, or simply too much. Situations where the chaos was so familiar it almost felt comfortable. And here's the thing I finally understood that changed everything. My nervous system wasn't broken. It was doing exactly what it was trained to do. It was going home. Today we're going to talk about why chaos feels like love when you grew up inside it, and what reparenting has to do with finally breaking that spell. Here's the thing about growing up in a home that wasn't safe. Whether it looked like unpredictability, emotional unavailability, chaos, or outright harm, your nervous system was taking notes the whole time. It was learning. This is what love feels like. This is what closeness feels like. This is what home feels like. Not because you were weak, not because there was something wrong with you, but because the nervous system is a brilliant survival machine, and it adapts to whatever environment it's born into. A child who grows up walking on eggshells becomes an adult who feels strangely uncomfortable when the floor is steady. A child who grew up in chaos becomes an adult whose nervous system reads calm as suspicious, as the moment before something goes wrong. So what does that adult do? Unconsciously, without even knowing it, they find the chaos. They create the urgency. They choose the person who keeps them slightly off balance, slightly uncertain, slightly working for it. Not because they love pain, because their body genuinely cannot tell the difference between love and familiar. That is not a character flaw. That is a nervous system doing its job with the only blueprint it was ever given. I'm going to tell you something about my life that took me a very long time to say out loud. I grew up in a home where I was hit, where I was gaslit into not trusting my own reality, where love was unpredictable, sometimes warm, sometimes withdrawn, sometimes frightening, where I never knew which version I was walking into when I got home. And then I spent years, decades, choosing relationships that felt exactly like that. Not identical, but familiar in the way that mattered most to my nervous system. Unpredictable, uncertain, requiring me to work hard just to feel secure. I chose men who masked the way I masked, who showed me warmth and then withdrew it, or worse, I withdrew it. It's funny, I felt many times like I was one wrong move away from losing something. And here's what I know now that I didn't know then. I wasn't choosing wrong. I was choosing home. I was choosing the emotional landscape my nervous system had been calibrated to recognize as love. Just let that land for a second. That understanding didn't make the pain disappear, by the way, but it did something more important. It took the shame away. I stopped asking, what is wrong with me, and started asking, what happened to me that taught me this was what I deserved? And that question, that shift, is where reparenting begins. Here's what I want you to understand about this pattern. You cannot think your way out of it. You cannot white knuckle your way out of it. You cannot simply decide to choose differently next time and have that be enough. Because this isn't a thinking problem. It's a nervous system problem. And nervous systems don't learn from logic. They learn from experience. From repeated, felt, embodied experience of something different. That's what reparenting is. It's giving your nervous system a new experience of safety, slowly, consistently, over time, until your body starts to update its blueprint of what home feels like. We're teaching your nervous system that calm is not dangerous, that steady is not boring, that someone who stays is not weak, that you don't have to earn love by suffering for it. And I'll tell you what, this doesn't happen overnight. I want to be honest with you about that, but it does happen. One breath at a time, one safe moment at a time, one conscious choice made from the adult you are now, not the child you were then, at a time. I want to do something brief with you before we close, just 2 minutes. You can do this right now or come back to it when you're somewhere quiet. As a Reiki master, I'd like to do some Reiki on you for this. All you have to do is receive it. Just consent. So get comfortable. Close your eyes if it feels right. I call in the divine powers of Reiki to send healing energy to us, to heal our past lives, our present lives, and our future lives. Take 3 slow breaths, real ones. Just let your body remember it's allowed to be here. Good. Now, I want you to think of one relationship or pattern in your life that keeps repeating. Don't judge it. Just name it quietly in your mind. And then I want you to ask, which is with as much gentleness as you can find, what did this pattern teach me about love when I was small? What was I learning about this closeness that feels safe? Don't force an answer. Just let the question sit. The answers come in their own time, in their own way. And then, just for this moment, place your hand on your chest where the little one lives. The one who learned these things before she had any words for them. And tell her, or him, or them, I understand now. It wasn't your fault. And we're learning something new. We're going to stay here for a moment or two while I do Reiki around this, okay? did really good. Now take another deep breath. Come back into your body. Move your fingers, your toes. When you're ready, open your eyes. Your nervous system was never broken, beloved. It was brilliant. It kept you alive inside an environment that required you to be constantly ready, constantly scanning, constantly working for love. The work now, the reparenting work, is teaching it that emergency is over, that you are safe, that love doesn't have to hurt to be real. That is the slowest, most important work here. And you're already doing it just by being here. Your companion guide for this episode is in the description. Journal prompts, a somatic practice, and a Reiki invitation to help you sit with everything we just opened. The complete collection for the whole series is there too. Now, episode 3 is going to take us somewhere that I think will bring you a lot of relief, because we're going to talk about the difference between your character and your wiring. And I promise you, it's not what you've been told. I hope you'll subscribe so you can get notified when it's released. I'm glad you came today. I'll be right here, going through all of this with you. You are not alone, dear one, and you were never broken. In fact, you are healed more than you know.